fairly shortly. Requisite intro to the randomizer. Looks like actually we're off, and Charlieboy's headed to Flash, and Dag is also headed to Flash. And it looks like we've got a halfway vanilla palette for the Flashman stage.
You can say it, is it danger?
I didn't hear you.
You can say it. Is it?
Oh, is this even randomized? But of course it is randomized. You can tell by the enemies we've got going on here. And for anybody who is not familiar, enemy placements, enemy weaknesses and immunities, boss placements, weaknesses and immunities, palettes, music, and probably a couple of other things that I'm forgetting are all randomized, including the when runners will be receiving their items and the properties of some of the weapons, including item 1, which may or may not even be in a condition that allows the runners to zip, so we'll have to see when they get that.
Looks like both runners are gonna get the first E-Tank.
Well, it's good to see a fairly calm start so they can get the E-Tank at the end of this stage and head into the boss fight.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially with this, and we got Bubble Man and Flashman stage. With this stage particularly, depending on what the enemy spawns is, it could be really difficult or even impossible
Charlie,
to get that E-Tank.
Yeah, rolled the dice a little bit. Bubble Man seems to be stuck in the corner there. Dagit can't seem to hit him.
So this will happen with Bubble Man. He will go to your location and go down, and until you shoot from the same level as Bubble Man won't respond or move. So if you can't get down on that level, you can actually get stuck in this stage without a way to progress without dying if you are too low on health and he gets down there, because you have to take that hit if he gets to that level just to be on the same level as him. Fortunately, both runners making it out though. Charlieboy deciding to go and take on Bubble Man's stage after beating Bubble Man.
And Dagit goes to Quick.
So yeah, you usually see the runners go to these first few stages, some combination of Quick Man, Flash Man, Bubble Man, and maybe Air Man, because they tend to be the shorter stages that you don't really get much of a benefit from having the items during. So it's no surprise to see our runners going to these stages out the gate.
Especially for Flashman and Quickman stage, because you can get a free tank in them, so that's pretty good for safety.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's good to have that safety going into those bosses, because you might end up with a fairly difficult boss as your first boss and no weapons to mitigate the fight.
Charlie goes on the zip and go.
Yep, gets
well
it.
Executed by Charlieboy.
And we've got Frogs and Bone, man. Is this even randomized? I'm not even sure anymore. Oh no, Charlie taking a death.
That's
He jumps a bit high, it seems.
Well, at least they remembered to randomize the bosses this time around. It wasn't like they had, Quickman at the end of Quickman, Flashman at the end of Flashman.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he got Crash with a dumb AI, it seems. Oh yes.
Good old Ghost Crash, man, walking through walls.
Oh, game
over.
over.
Looks like Charlieboy took another death. He's gonna hop back into it. That's kind of rough when you take a death at the end of Bubble Man stage 2, because even if you do get the zip, you've got to go through that tough part again.
This section without the zip is really tricky sometimes, so... You will try it again, I think, and get this zip.
Yeah. You just always end up with a lot of enemy spawns in there, and with those spikes, you have to decide sometimes if you're gonna take a hit or jump into spikes or try to shoot them out, and you can't always win that fight.
And he got it.
Yeah, Charlieboy gets that zip again. Meanwhile, Dagit is making a short work of Middleman stage so far.
Middleman stage where we can get 2 E-tanks, so that's a good stage. And I think he's gonna take both. We will see.
Yeah, almost certainly he's gonna end up taking both.
Yeah, using the pause buffer, you can just jump back over without needing to take a death.
Now, it is a little bit of a gamble, just depending on what enemy is placed on the other end of that pit, but fortunately he's got one of those gear dancer guys, so no trouble there. And a free one up, nice.
Charlie is facing Middleman underwater at this moment. But he's Buster weak, so that's good.
Well, if I was a metal man in water, I would be corroding to the point just about anything could take me out. Dagit running a little low, at least using the energy tank. Unfortunately, didn't need to use it, but still better safe than sorry.
Yeah, that's what's safe.
Absolutely.
And it's still better
in a
than
race you
taking a
wanna...
death.
Exactly, yep. And Dagit getting rewarded with item 2 while Charlieboy is going to Heatman stage.
Always fun, guys.
Nice, it looked like he might have taken that death there, but he had that Mercy invincibility, the iframes to make it back out of the lava, which is lava colored, by the way. I actually really like this color palette on Heat.
Oh,
yeah,
what a savage troll there. Oh. Charlieboy getting air fanned, and it's resetting itself.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, that was nice.
Dagit has a pretty cool airman stage with is one of the scariest stage in Randomizer most of the time.
Yeah, both of these stages are two of the scariest stages because it's so easy to take a death with all of these pits. Charlieboy making it through the first room of Heatman stage, which again is really, really tough with those fan guys, especially that one really trolly one that just would not, didn't seem to want to let him through for a while.
And Charlie's going for the zip in it, man. And it's done.
Nice. Oh yeah, for a sec I forgot that Charlieboy has not picked up item 2 yet.
He's doing great with the Yoku block section. Dagit takes a volunteer death on Quickman. He preferred not using another E-tank.
Yeah, and I think he only had a couple of bars of energy left anyway, so... So yeah, second time through Dagit, taking care of that boss, and Charlieboy finishing up his, and Heatman stage.
And Dagit gets item 1 after Hitman. So he got 1 and 3. That's cool.
And I didn't get the count there. I think that Dagit is 1 stage ahead right now.
One and 2, my bad. I did what I said 1 and 3, but it's 1 and 2. Item 1 and item 2 for Dagit.
Here's an interesting question in the chat. What are the possible colors for the dragon at the end of the Wily 1 stage?
That
Just
is
about
a good question.
anything the Nintendo can handle for colors? So I know the
sure
main body is colored in one way, and the rest of the dragon is colored, so it basically has 2 colors to it, plus the white eyes.
Is it possible to have a black dragon in the black screen? I think not. But we don't know.
I think there's probably some limitations on it, just based on like certain colors needing to be able to contrast so you can actually see. But what those limitations are, I wouldn't be able to speak specifically on. Looks like our runners are both getting to their bosses at about the same time. Charlieboy headed in to fight, I believe, Crash Man in Flash stage, and I think we have Metal Man and Bubble.
Dagit have some troubles to hit that metal man in the water, so I use it in tank for the safety. That's good, and it's done.
Interesting there. I believe that the music ended up getting reset because of Metal Man changing direction, which is a thing that I understand can happen sometimes.
Okay, so right now,
oh, go ahead.
Dagit has 5 bosses defeated, Charlieboy has 4 bosses defeated, so Dagit is, well, not quite a full stage ahead at this point.
Oh, wow. The Woodman with the screws giving Dagit quite a bit of lag here. Screws and frogs is not a great combination.
Absolutely not.
No, I saw that in last match, and it was frustrating to say the least.
And Charlieboy opting to skip that E-Tank in Metal Stage. I have to wait till he pauses to see how many E-Tanks he's actually at right now.
Dagit goes for the good wood. He triggered as well. Oh, but he falls. Oh, that's unfortunate. He jumped a bit early.
Well, gonna go for it again. Hopefully it works out for him, because this can be one of those things where if you fail it more than once, as you can see Charlieboy's making his way to this stage now, it could be the difference between the lead.
Oh, maybe it's 2. Ah, yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh.
He jumped a bit early, so he didn't trigger the bathroom.
And now Charlieboy and Dagit are in the same room trying the same strat. And it's unfortunate because at this point Dagit probably would have been through the stage normally if he had just gone through, but unfortunately...
the good route. And I'm not sure either if he had 1 life to do it, because he already died twice, so if he triggers it and don't have another life, it's a game over. So maybe that's okay to not do it.
Yeah, see, he has he's had the lives left to try it. He has 3 lives left still, but
No,
just at this point, taking so much time to get through it, it's probably better to just go through the stage.
Charlie succeeded to do it, so well done.
Yeah, and again, that's it right there. Just going through Charlie getting it first try and Dagit failing it 2 times, as at least as far as this stage goes, put Charlie a bit further ahead. He's made up a lot of time just as a result of that.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate side effect of attempting a zip and having it go bad on you. I mean, it could be worse, where the game just ends up in a soft lock state, but failing a zip is never something you really want to have happen.
Dagit hoping now to find that weakness for Heatman. Looks like he set it on Crash Bomb just like Charlieboy did. Unfortunately taking that death, but he's gonna hop right back into it.
Oh, that was unfortunate, because he had an E-Tank as well, so...
Yeah, he seems to be trying to save it.
Well, there comes a point where you're going to end up losing a little more time than being, you know, stingy with the E-Tanks.
Yeah, it's definitely a balancing act. By the way, this Vanilla Palace almost an Airman stage. It's even randomized. I mean, it's a balancing act between how many E-Tanks you're going to use when and where. I think one of the things that a lot of us had to learn when we started running this is that there are a lot... Oh, no,
that's a death for Charlie.
Man, there are a lot of E-Tanks that you can pick up in the game. And it's definitely worth it to use them when you need to. Dagon, by the way, go for the crash to skip those elevator rooms and gets it.
Yeah, that is a death warp, so you have to take a death when you perform that zip.
Right, so absolutely have to make sure you have the lives to do it. That's probably where I would mess up.
Yeah, doing it when you only have one life remaining is not a good strategy. But when you have two and, you know, still have one in reserve after the zip, then, hey, go for it.
Those flyboys are tinking the metal blades right off.
Charlie's gonna get item 2 from Airman, item 1 from Airman stage. And looks like Charlie have just clashed at last boss.
Yep.
And Dagit have clash and another one, I think. So both runners are pretty close.
Charlieboy seems to be, there he goes. Now he got it.
I was having a little bit of trouble setting that zip up, but ended up getting it, I think, a little bit faster even than Dagit got it. Dagit had some trouble getting hit by the flyboys in the wall.
Yeah, that's gonna be unfortunate, but then, you know, has item 3, so we can just get rid of that guy and you know, scale the wall. Nope, not even going back for the 1-up. No regrets. I'm down. Let's go for it. Question in chat. I haven't seen too many of these seeds. Is the enemy setup in this one any meaner than usual?
Than usual?
Well, that's a subjective question, but I guess compared to the vanilla game, I guess would be the context of the question.
In some situations,
like, he has any, or I should use they, as I don't know if it's male or female, asking the question. But part of the randomizer is that the enemies are randomized, so you can get something like what Charlieboy's dealing with, trying to get to that 1-up, and you know, using flash stoppers probably the best way to get around it.
But Dagit takes an intentional game over before Hitman stage because he had no more life, so that's pretty smart.
Yeah, generally speaking, it can go either way. Sometimes you end up with scenarios where it's easier, or sometimes you end up in a scenario where, like Dag is dealing with now, you've got fan guys blowing you into pits right in front of by standing right in front of them. So, like most randomizers, it could be easier or more difficult depending just on where the enemies end up lying. We'll have to see how Daggett deals with this Heatman stage. This is a particularly tough setup with these fat fans all over the place.
Yeah, fat fans make a stage, you know, about a 15 on the difficulty scale just by being in the stage at all. Under most circumstances. Every once in a while you get one that isn't too horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Usually if you see them in a Heatman or an Airman stage, then they can be pretty tough. You want to see them in, say, any of the stages that don't have pits in the Flashmans, for instance. Exactly, it's basically just the luck of the draw, and That's one of the more fun things about the randomizers, because it's random, because you never know what you're going to end up with. You end up having to come up with things on the fly and just see what you can make work with any particular layout.
Yeah, you always have to adapt of every situation that's coming, so it's every time new.
Dagit getting the Zip and Heatman stage at least.
By the way, Charlieboy is actually in the Wily stages now, so this will be about as good a time as any to play the little game we like to play about what color the dragon's going to be at the end of the stage. As always, I'm going with orange, and I'm going to say it's going to be Crash Bomb's weakness.
I'm gonna go for a blue dragon with an air weakness.
Air weakness, wow.
Let's see. Air? Well, what did you say, Easy? For the weakness?
Crash Bombs for the weakness.
Alright, I'm gonna go with the heat shot. Fully charged.
I really hope it's not. For the runner, it's gonna be really tough.
Now, that may or may not have been because it happened already in the previous race that I had done commentary before this one.
By the way, Dag finishing up his robos and heading into his Wily stages. Charlieboy seemed to have a little bit of trouble with his item 1 placements, but gets through that section. Nice use of the item 3 to keep from falling down that ladder, getting hit by the toothpaste dispenser.
Yeah, well done. But he don't have so much life for facing the dragon, so I hope he's gonna use an E-tank.
I'm not sure Charlieboy has an E-tank. I know he used one on his last boss, and I don't know where he picked one up.
It's a pink dragon.
On the wild stage.
Oh, he's Buster
Oh,
Weak.
it might not matter. Buster Weak dragon.
Nice.
Taking no hits, having no issues with it whatsoever.
Oh, I frown upon Buster Weak Dragon.
For the runners, those are the best dragons.
Hopefully, Daggett finds the Buster and doesn't go in immediately trying to find weapon weaknesses. But right now, runners less than one full Wily stage apart, so we've got a pretty close race here, and anything can still happen and go in any way.
Ooh,
Daggett just brute forcing his way through up that ladder.
Yeah, I was about to say exactly that. The brute force strategy was just enough to get by. Now, Charlieboy might have a little issue with item 2 and or item 3
Crash as both a world weakness. So, like a vanilla weakness.
Oh, looks like Metal Blade's doing some work on the dragon, so Daggett will make short work of it.
Yeah, that's actually really fortunate, because I think that was just the first weapon he tried, and it happened to also work just as well as Buster, just about.
Charlieboy is actually in a little pickle here. He needs item 3 energy and needs to farm something.
Yeah,
not quite able to get the item
get
1
high enough.
He might have been able to... Oh, that was...
Oh, they disappeared too
close.
quick. What a shame.
That's close, but...
Oh, just missed it.
He might be better served just going back and trying to respawn those enemies. Oh,
There
he
we
makes it
go.
through.
He did it.
But he gave Daggett some time to catch up. They're on the same stage now, and Daggett is right on his tail. So, of course, neither runner knows where the other is.
Charlie enters Piku Piku. Which is not Buster Week.
Oh, but he's got that supercharged heat.
I was one boss early with the heat shot weakness. And it's crash bombs for crash walls.
Yep. Apparently,
Nice
this
to
is
know
not
they
even randomized.
randomize things in a randomizer.
Charlie has to find another weakness. He don't have enough ammo for it, and he find Bubble.
Good deal. Charlieboy finishing up Wily 2, about to head into Wily 3, and Daggett, again, is right behind him.
Yeah, having the item 3 energy won't be delayed like Charlieboy was trying to scale the wall there.
Exactly.
And looking at his item screen, it looked like he was fairly well stocked with all of his weapons. So it looks like it's just a matter of can he find the weakness quickly, or will he struggle a bit and lose some time?
One thing here, he might, if he hasn't used heat yet, which I don't remember, he might be holding off on using that because he doesn't know that it's supercharged. Finding the bubble though, and it looks like he's just gonna
bubble
make it.
and skipped over heat in his menu screen.
Charlie used flash traps in YD3 to prevent some troubles, and he did well because there was crabs that falling. So well done, my Charlie.
And Daggett picks up victory over the Pikachu boss and is on to Wily 3 as Charlieboy gets to the end and is up against Gutsdozer here. Yet again,
Pretty much
finding a
immediately
quick
find
weakness
that
there.
weakness, yeah.
Ooh. Daggett popping 2 crash bombs and finding 2 1-ups. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, it all depends on if he has trouble falling or trouble actually in a fight. We'll have to see as he makes his way through the rest of the Wily stages.
Well, looks like
They
he's
get
gonna
choose
use,
another strat with item 2. Let's meet the fun guy.
Oh, the troll fan guys seem to be not so trolly there. Daggett was so high up, getting pushed off wasn't an issue.
Yes, and there was only one, so that's okay.
Oh, one's more than enough to cause all kinds of havoc. Ooh, Charlieboy getting lucky that the false floor wasn't near the end, and Dagit's on his Gutsdozer fight.
Yeah, that was kind of a chance on Charlieboy's part. He could have very well fell at that point.
Frogs in Spike Room. So much lag.
Charlieboy showing off some moves there on the ladder while he waits for the elevator to come around.
And Dagit's on to Wily Fuller about, what do you say, about half the stage behind right now?
Charlie's trying to go even if the frogs are here.
Yeah, a little bit further than half the stage, I think.
A little bit of a
I was
slow
afraid
motion
well.
Charlieboy, but getting through it all the same.
Nice recovery. It looked like that jump was a little bit early on Charlieboy's screen.
Nice recovery.
Yeah, the pause buffering pushing him forward the rest of the way. Just for the record, the music is also part of what's randomized, so you may hear tracks from games like Ninja Gaiden, for example.
Okay, so now here again is where Charlieboy's letting Dagit make up a little bit of time, having to take time here to farm so he can actually navigate the Boo Beam room, because he didn't have the weapon or the item energy to do it before.
Well, we know we need the crash bombs for the crash walls. And, well, the Boo Beams are going to be their own little issue.
And he tries metal and wood because you don't have to break walls. That's good. You don't have to break all the walls with Woodman.
He actually doesn't have to break any of them. He can knock that one out right there, and he's gonna knock the other two out in one go.
And
he's still passing right through those non-crash wall walls and making quick work of Boo Beam. No crash wall destruction required.
Oh, Dagit.
Oh.
He used the Nintendo a bit high and he wasn't able to jump on the platform, so he takes an unfortunate death.
Yeah, that is going to put him just about a little bit more than halfway behind on this stage, especially since there's going to be so much lag with these frogs here. While Charlieboy makes his way into the refights.
Well, Dagit made it through the first screen okay. Second screen should be... Oh, he almost found himself taking a trip down that he did not want. Now, using the leaf shield at least to get rid of some of the frogs here.
Now that's going to be, he doesn't know it, but that's not going to work out too well for him because the leaf shield was the weakness for the Boo Beam, so he's going to need to fill up at some point before he can actually finish the stage.
Dagit's going to try to pause buffer. It looks like he got it. Yeah, he did.
Ooh, that was close for Dagit.
Smart man. Managing to go ahead and fill up that leaf shit a little bit. Hopefully he can fill it up enough to actually complete the stage.
You actually don't know, but it's a good call. I hope you have enough.
No, he's not going to be able to afford, I don't think, to miss any. But yeah, he should be good now.
Looks like he can miss once, but when you don't miss at all, that helps.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking in reference, Charlieboy clinked a number of them off of the crash walls, but he could afford to do that.
He's gonna join Charlieboy on the refights.
He's unfortunately going to be 7 fights behind here.
Yeah.
As Dagit's going to start his first, and Charlieboy's going to start his 8th.
Yep, Dagger just has to hope for, and it is Buster Week.
I was just going to say, that was the one thing Daggett would have needed to hope wasn't going to happen, was a Buster Week Wily machine.
It's 50% of chance, I think. And Charlie's done with the machine.
Yeah, and wisely taking that time while the machine was transforming to fill up some of his weapons.
So now we're gonna guess what's the color of the alien.
I'm sticking with turquoise. I'm gonna say turquoise alien.
I'm going to say green and an orange head.
I'm gonna go for a red one.
Charlieboy trying for a swag zip?
It's gonna be hard with that quick disappear. Yeah.
And here we go. Charlieboy's going up against the final boss.
Does it look like a red one? And he's Crash Weak.
Good weakness.
And
GG
Charlie's
to
done.
Charlie.
GG to Charlie.
And there we go. Charlieboy is going to take game 1 here with an official SRL time of 43 minutes and 12 seconds.
Dagit goes with a machine. He's gonna try Buster, I hope.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna try it. So he's gonna make short work of the Wily machine and head into the alien. Hopefully, he finds that crash bomb pretty soon. Actually, really close race. Our runners are gonna finish less than 2 or 3 minutes apart.
Yeah, a little over a minute right now, and I don't think that last room and stage is going to take very long. So yeah, about 3 minutes apart for game 1, but could be 3 seconds. It's about who finishes first.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite movies, you know, Top Gun there. No points for second place. Or do we want to go with the Talladega Nights reference? If you're not first, you're last.
I think Dagit didn't refill his weapons, so I hope you have enough crash after doing the boom beam walls. He's gonna try some weapons before.
That's a negatory on the air shot. Bubble, nothing. Boomerang, nope.
Now I think the unlike other bosses, the alien only has one weakness, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like
And
he's the only one, yeah.
Leaf shield.
I don't think it has. I don't think
I
it's
don't
vulnerable
know.
to anything else. I think if whatever is the one thing that damages it is the only thing.
You don't have enough crash.
Oh,
That's
that'll be
unfortunate.
unfortunate.
Oh. You have to take the death.
Yeah,
And refill
let's
his
see,
weapon.
death and refill.
That's pretty unlucky for him, because it was the
I
only
will
weapon
be
that he
able to
didn't
at least
refill.
Realize, okay, I have crash. I've got 2 refills over here on the left side. Yeah, pick those up and close out game 1.
Yeah, just saw on Charlieboy's screen one of the nice things about the randomizer is that in the credits it'll give you the actual weaknesses of all of the bosses and so here we go, round 2. Dagit popping at E-Tank playing it extra safe, and GG.
He's done. GG to both runners. The race was pretty close. So that's good.
Yeah, with an official SRO time of 47 minutes, 15 seconds. That's Dagit finishing up this first seed of their matches today.
And so a 4-minute difference, mostly because of Dagit just getting an unfortunate set of circumstances with the crash. Ammo not being able to finish off the boss the first time around and having to use another minute to back out, refill, and finish the fight.